53 million Americans aged 12 years or older have used an illegal drug within the last year. Millions of Americans are using drugs, with many of them dying due to the drug problem. Many of you know someone that has struggled with drug abuse, as it affects millions and millions of people on a yearly basis. Years ago, I was unaware of the statistics regarding drug abuse, but the number of people affected around me has forced me to look at this problem and address it. Today, I truly understand the importance of making people learn the aspects of drug abuse and the problems that it causes for Americans every day. The problem that we're going to be looking at today is drug abuse and drug usage in the United States. And the solution that I'm proposing is to support policies fighting this and learning ways that we can help ourselves and the people around us. So first, let's dive into the problem that drug abuse causes for Americans. Drug abuse causes numbers of problems for both families and the communities surrounding them. Addicts in these families are too sick to work and they aren't able to function in society. Addicts not only bring themselves down though, they're also bringing down the people around them. According to recoverykeys.org, addiction is a family disease where one family member using can affect the entire family system around them. Family members can develop depression, anxiety, and hopelessness, living in constant fear for the future of their family member using. Consider yourself one of these people living amongst your daughter, son, mom, dad, son, daughter. Imagine how scary that is. Members of the family forget to take care of themselves and can develop patterns of codependency in order to cope with this. Next, according to Hindawi journals, the cost to the community for drug abuse is colossal. It not only impacts the families, but it also impacts healthcare services, public services, and the criminal justice system. Cocaine and heroin are associated with big costs in terms of damage to the user as well as the public. Property loss and loss of economic output are also two things that are noticeable due to drug abuse. 80% of problem drug users are claiming benefits at a cost of over $40 million a year to the communities around them. Most significant implications to the community and society are stemming from severe dependence to drugs. Lastly, for the problems, several studies have supported a drugs to crime relationship as addicts continue to grow desperate in order to fulfill their habits. 25 years of study at UCLA concluded that crime was an inherent part of drug abuse. Property crimes and almost always increase in order to support dependence level use of drugs. In 30 years of research in Baltimore done by the same group, crime rates were found to be 6 times higher during periods of narcotic addiction compared to periods of non-addiction. So now that we've looked at our problem, let's find ways that we can fix this. I propose that we fight drug abuse through pushing for legislation and by educating ourselves. According to the New York Times, there are 3 bills floating through Congress currently: the MAT Act, the Equal Act, and the Medicare Reentry Act, all of which have bipartisan support, and all can help in the fight against drug abuse. By supporting bills like this, we could help save lives and potentially prevent future cases. Next, there is a medication for opioid addiction known as buprenorphine. It is one of 3 FDA-approved medications for opioid addiction. Given this, it is frightening that between 2015 and 2020, it was given out at a lower rate. The rate of how it was handed out was 45% less than normal. As rates of opioid-related deaths continue to rise, this is extremely concerning. By pushing for more use and legislation supporting the use of this medication, we can reverse the negative trends that have created such as this. Lastly, we can help ourselves by learning how to fight drug abuse. According to PVAMU, understanding how drug abuse develops, examining risk factors, seeking help for those that need it, and looking at people dealing with mental health issues and the connection between that and drugs are all ways that we can truly reverse the ways that drug abuse affects everyone. In conclusion, by supporting current and future legislation and by educating ourselves, we can fix the problems of drug abuse. Drug abuse continues to be one of the leading causes of death among Americans. It's extremely important that we ourselves find a solution. If we do support current legislation, if we do push for future legislation, and if we continue to educate ourselves on the dangers of drug abuse, then we can make a stop to it and create real change. Drug abuse affects millions and millions of people. It's important that we fix the problem before it can get to more, or before it can affect your son, daughter, father, son, or anyone else that you truly care for.